Hey, it's Julie from StoryADay here with the unavoidable truth that one of the things I've learned about writing in the past 15 years is that you have to teach yourself how to do it. There's a ton of great advice out there. There's a ton of websites and authors and everybody telling you how they do it, but you're only going to know how to write when you teach yourself to do it. So one of the things I always encourage, and I don't know if I talk about this enough, I feel like I've said it every year and all over and over again wherever I get the opportunity, but if you are thinking about taking part in StoryADay May, but you're nervous because you're not sure that you can actually write a story a day in May, make your own rules. This challenge has always been about pushing you to do more than you think you can, testing yourself to see how far you can go, but it's not about making yourself miserable and it's not about failing. It's about collecting data. You know, how does it feel to write every day? Do you get more creative every day? Do you feel trapped? Are you the kind of person who thrives on a streak? There are plenty of people who take part in StoryADay May every year who have to write something every day or the whole thing is blown and they'll just stop writing. I am not like that. I have the kind of opposite reaction to streaks. I think I'm a bit of a rebel and I think I have a bit of an oppositional defiant disorder or something, because if I absolutely have to do something every day, I get less and less happy about it. Now, I did start this challenge. So what am I talking about? Well, I do believe that committing to something for a fixed amount of time teaches you more about yourself than you can ever discover by just doing something when you feel like it. If you just write when you feel like it, it's not going to happen. It's really not. So I do encourage people, if you know this about yourself, that you're the kind of person who a streak makes all the difference, it makes it fun for you, then have ways to make sure that you're writing during the challenge, and that you set up some rules for yourself that say things like, it can be a one-sentence story. That counts as a story as long as it's got whatever elements from the storytelling pantheon you want to adopt. As long as it's got those things in it, then I'll consider it a story and I get my win for the day. If you are not the kind of person whose streaks are at all motivating for, then I say, how much have you been writing recently? And when you think about writing a new story every day, what seems manageable and how much more than that are you going to commit to doing? If you know that your Wednesdays are off the charts crazy and just you're running from the moment you wake up, probably before, to the moment your head hits the pillow, then give yourself a rule where you don't write on Wednesdays. It's fine. It's your challenge. Do it the way you want to do it. I tend to take Sundays off because I need a break. And my excuse is I'm running the challenge as well as writing, but it's an excuse and I'm okay with that, because that's my rule. And in previous years, I've said to people, especially, in the pandemic years when everyone was like, I don't know what life is anymore. I was like, okay, so make a rule for week 1. And if you get to the end of week 1 and you're like, well, that was miserable, I didn't enjoy that, but I want to keep writing, make a different rule for week 2. Maybe you had too little, maybe you had too much on your plate or your commitments. The other rule I would suggest you have, my suggested rules for the challenge are start and finish a short story on any day that you're writing. If it's every day of the month, start and finish something that you could reasonably call a short story. Start and finish it that day. And you can do from when you wake up to when you go to bed. You can do from midnight to midnight. You can do from when the prompt arrives in your inbox to when the next one arrives. Entirely up to you how you set that up. But I'm just going to say, like, in a 24-hour period, try and start and finish a story, because it's hard to finish. It's hard to start, but it's also hard to finish. And getting through the middle of your story and getting to the end will teach you a lot about storytelling, and it will teach you a lot about what a story wants to be and what the necessary ingredients are for the different types of stories that you're going to write during the challenge. And I'll talk more about that in an upcoming live. So have a plan for starting and finishing stories on the days that you're writing. The other rule I'm going to suggest you have is, whatever you set up for yourself, whether it is write a story every day for 31 days in May, or write 2 a week, or write every day except Sunday, have a get out of jail free card. Have an if-then plan. So if you fail to write a story one day because you were busy, something fun happened, and you just forgot, and you got to 11:30 at night and you had to go to sleep and you were like, I haven't written my story today. Have a plan for those days. If you don't get your story written, then you will. And here's what I suggest you make that rule. If you fail to write a story one day, then you will let it go and you will move on to the next day. Don't try to catch up. You can save that prompt and write it in June, but don't try and write 2 stories the next day, because that way madness lies. Unless that's super motivating for you. So, your mileage always will vary. But I suggest if you miss a day, let it go, move on to the next story. But if you're trying to write every day, don't miss don't miss more than 2 appointments with yourself. So if you're writing every day and you miss one, don't miss the next day. If you are writing 3 days a week and you miss one of those days, don't let yourself miss another one. If you've planned to write on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and you miss Wednesday, don't miss Friday. So have an if-then plan, because we're human and things happen. And the fact that you didn't get your story written shouldn't derail your entire writing career for the next year. And I'm talking the truth when I say that. When we mess up, we spend so much time berating ourselves for not doing the thing we committed to doing that we derail ourselves for a ridiculous amount of time. And again, we're human. It happens. So don't let it happen to you. Put a plan in place for when you're messing up. So have your rules. Start and finish a story on the days that you're writing. Have a get out of jail free card for days when you really can't do it. Just let it go. And have some kind of rule where you will pick up again after one miss. All right. Does that help? Does that make you more likely to sign up for the challenge? Just push yourself a little bit. Whatever you pick, push yourself a little bit, and you will end up writing more in May than you did in April or March or February, or possibly all 3. All right. Sign up for the challenge at storyaday.org/sign up, and I'll be back soon with more writing tips for you from my 15 years of running Story A Day May. Keep writing.